You know, I wanted to get this off my chest for quite some time now. This is something I wanted to get off my chest. And I want to talk about my state when it comes to my love for professional wrestling. Because as you guys know, the last time I spoke about professional wrestling on this channel, I talked about, you know, that I decided to step away from watching WWE. I will let you guys know this. I plan to review the Royal Rumble. I do plan to review it, but I'm very hesitant about it. Because I am hoping for a good show, but a part of me feels I'm gonna be let down. But I can't promise you one, but I do plan to potentially maybe do one. But anyway, I want to give you guys my thoughts on how I feel about professional wrestling right now. As you guys know, my love for WWE has really died down over the last several months. I haven't been reviewing any WWE shows. I said I would still be doing streams and posting stuff on my channel, but just not anything WWE related. And I know people love my reviews. My reviews are like the things that get the most attention on my channel. I know people love my reviews. I know there are a lot of people that do like my reviews and they do like hearing my thoughts. And I can understand that. I can understand that because that was mainly what this channel was. Me reviewing WWE. But over the last several weeks, I have been turning into other professional wrestling stuff, like AEW. I've been watching a little bit of that as of late. I know, it's pretty shocking, guys, I know. And honestly, I've really been enjoying some of the stuff I've been seeing, especially on the women's side of things. I think, I do like some of the women's matches that they have put on. I pay attention to Impact Wrestling a little bit more because I'm a big fan of Deonna Purrazzo. I love her work. I pay attention to what she does. And now, former WWE star Persia Pirotta has now debuted there, so I've got another reason to watch that. And also, I'll be tuning into New Japan Pro Wrestling Battle of the Valley to watch Mercedes Moné take on Kairi Sane. I'm very much looking forward to that. So there are some other things there are some definitely other things I am tuning into. And yes, I'm obviously not reviewing them on the channel because I don't know how well people would watch these things. Like, would people really want me to, would people really watch these? That's the other thing. But the state of my love for wrestling is something that I really need to keep you guys on board with, because, my god, there were times where I used to love WWE. Back in my early days when I was just a kid, I loved WWE. As a kid and a teenager, just growing up with it, as a kid and a teenager, it was a lot of fun. The days when CM Punk was in the company, the days when I loved Kelly Kelly, AJ Lee, Melina, Eve Torres, there were a lot of people I liked in WWE. Either most of them are gone now, or C, they're still around, and I still mainly watch it for them. Like, for example, Cody, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. I mainly watch WWE for them now, on the men's side of things. I love Seth Rollins as well. But back then, they gave other people opportunities. There were different people on top. Other stars were rising to the occasion. They were giving other people chances to shine back in those days. But nowadays, it's always the same people. You've always got Roman in the picture. You've always got the Usos in the picture. Man, people talked about how bad the New Day were when they were always tag team champions. I think the Usos have just completely surpassed the New Day when it comes to being tag team champions. The Usos have easily surpassed the New Day as the most annoying, most overprotected and the most invincible tag team. You know, I have a friend of mine who always tells me how invincible and protected Charlotte is. Roman Reigns and the Usos have easily surpassed that, considering how they're always on top. That's my main problem with WWE today. We don't get a lot of new stars. Oh, but Patrick, we've got Austin Theory on top. We've got Roxanne Perez on top. We've got Bron Breakker on top. We've got Wes Lee. They're new people. I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from and we've also got Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion. Really, Gunther is really the only champion I personally care about. Don't get me wrong, I love Roxanne Perez, but she's just your typical babyface. She's just your typical babyface champion. I will take on all comers kind of babyface. You know? I'm kind of hoping Dijak becomes North American champion. And I'm also hoping Grayson Waller becomes NXT champion. But, you know, Patrick Valentine doesn't get what he wants nowadays. He has to sit through Indy Hartwell being a job talent for Tiffany Stratton, and most of my favorites always losing a lot. And that's the problem. I watch this stuff for my favorite wrestlers. That's why you watch pro wrestling. You watch pro wrestling because you want to develop favorites. You develop favorite wrestlers. You develop your favorite wrestlers, and that's what you tune into wrestling for. That doesn't matter what wrestling it is. You tune into something because you love it, and you want to see your favorite wrestlers. It's so irritating to tune in every week and always see your favorites on the losing end. Listen, I still don't mind Sami Zayn, but him being in the Bloodline has just been, you know, I did say Sami Zayn being with the Bloodline was the only thing that kept me interested, but, you know, I'm kind of over that now. I'm ready for Sami Zayn to be moved out of the Bloodline. I'm kind of over that now. But, Solo Sikoa, you know, I cared about him in NXT. I mean, I do take him seriously as a threat. I do see him as a serious threat. But, man, it's just so hard to really enjoy the Bloodline anymore, especially when they're just the top act. And I get it, and I get why they're the top act, but I'm ready for new people on top. I'm ready for somebody else to step up to the plate. I'm ready for somebody else to take the crown and be the top guy. WWE have been teasing for months that they've been planning on splitting up the titles, but they still haven't done it. They still haven't done it yet, which tells me that they still have no intentions on splitting the belts up. This is why you watch wrestling. You watch wrestling for your favorites. That's what you watch. That's what you watch it for. You watch it for the people you like. And that's what's killing me right now. Most of my favorites are either gone from injury or they're just losing 24/7 and they're always on the losing end. And either that or WWE is just putting superstars on my TV I personally don't care about, like Austin Theory. I know there are people that like Austin Theory, but I don't really care for the guy. I couldn't care less about him. And I know he's the future. He's the next John Cena. People have been saying, oh, he's the next John Cena. Well, he's going to be shoved down our throats. Bianca Belair is the same thing. She was a new, fresh talent when they called her up. They had her win the Royal Rumble in her rookie year, and she's won twice at WrestleMania, and both times she's been champion. They've been pushing her as the top champion for the last 2 years, and I'm getting kind of bored of it. I'm getting bored of Bianca being on top. They're booking her as like another, you know, they're booking her as this another invincible superstar that can never be beat. Like, no matter how hard they try, she always overcomes the odds. And I know that's what a babyface is supposed to do. But recently, fans have really been liking what Alexa has been doing to Bianca. I've been seeing the clips on social media that the crowd are chanting one more time every time Alexa Bliss gets the upper hand on Bianca, like DDTs her on the steps. If the fans are chanting one more time, then that tells you that there's a lot of issues going on here. And I've also been told that Bianca's been getting frustrated at several superstars like Alexa Bliss and Sonya Deville. because she's too fast-paced for them. She's too fast-paced for them, and she has to slow down. You know, she has to slow down for them. In my personal opinion, I watch for my favorites now. That's all I care about. All I care about are the people that I enjoy watching for. And when WWE went on that mass release, I was getting a little bit concerned. And yes, I'm happy to see Emma back. Well, I would be happy to see Emma back if she wasn't treated like a friggin' joke. I'm happy Bronson Reed's back. I am happy to see some people back. I am happy that these wrestlers are getting their jobs back. I really hope to see Billy and Peyton come back eventually. But I don't know when that will happen. I watch for my favorites. That's my state of wrestling. I watch for my favorites, but it's so hard to when they're always on the losing end. When they're always on the losing end, when they're not treated like stars. I am hopeful. And that's why I've taken a break from WWE. I've been watching a lot of, like I said, I've been watching a bit of AEW and Impact and New Japan. I'm mainly going to be watching New Japan for Mercedes Moné. Mainly her. Impact, as I said, for Diana Purrazzo. Now for Persia Pirotta when she eventually debuts there. And AEW because I've actually, been enjoying some of the stuff on AEW. I've become a bit of a fan of Britt Baker. I'm a fan of Toni Storm. I really like her storyline with Saraya. Anna Jay, I've been a big fan of her. AEW, I've been developing quite a fair bit of favorites I tune in for. But, that's my state of wrestling right now. And that's what wrestling's all about. Watching for your favorites. And in WWE, I find that really, really hard. I find it really hard to do when you know there's just no point. I tune in, hoping my favorites are on TV, hoping my favorites would win. But at the end of the day, when always my favorites just lose, I always think to myself, why do I even bother? I always think to myself, why do I even bother watching when I know the outcome? So I hope this clears up a lot of my issues right now when it comes to WWE as a whole and why I'm moving on to other wrestling promotions and trying to get into their stuff and watching their stuff. And also I've been a fan of all of these wrestlers, the ones that left WWE, like a Deonna Purrazzo and all them. I've always been fans of them. I even liked them in WWE. So that's my case right now. I do plan to review Royal Rumble, but I am hoping it's a good show. But that's really all I plan to review. I hope things do get better. But right now, I'm still taking my sabbatical from WWE. I will review Royal Rumble. That's about it. Maybe I'll talk about other things if you guys really want me to talk about other things. But other than that, that's where I sit right now. I'm out of the WWE bubble, searching for new promotions to watch. I hope you guys understand where I am coming from, and more importantly, I hope you guys continue to support this channel. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.